The government has come up with the guidelines on the administration of booster shots to healthcare workers. Under the said guidelines, healthcare workers are given the prerogative to choose which vaccine brand they want for their third shot. Mark Vitalco filed this report.
Healthcare workers are allowed to choose the vaccine brand they want to receive as booster dose. This is according to the guidelines on the administration of COVID-19 vaccine booster doses to Priority Group A1. Approved booster shots for health workers include single doses of Pfizer, Sinovac, and AstraZeneca, and half the regular dose of a Moderna vaccine. Based on the guidelines, if a health worker received either Pfizer, Moderna, Sinovac, Gamaleya, or AstraZeneca, then he or she may take the booster 6 months after completing the primary dose series, while 3 months for those who received the single-dose Johnson vaccine. For the recipients of Sinovac, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, and Moderna, the DOH said health workers may choose to receive homologous boosters or the same brand as his or her primary series. The DOH also allows Heterologous for all vaccine boosters except the Sinovac vaccine.
For those with history of adverse reactions to vaccines, it may be best to receive a homologous series due to its more consistent safety profile. With heterologous vaccinations, studies point out that more adverse reactions are expected, especially with the mRNA vaccines.
Meanwhile, the Technical Advisory Group clarified that booster doses are not mandatory.
If your risk is high, if you're in A2 or A3, or your exposure is high, A1 na frontliner, then we are giving the option. Pero walang sapilitan to, precisely because we don't know what is the added protection versus the potential risk of side effects with either homologous or heterologous vaccines.
Health workers will be allowed to get their booster shots in a different vaccination center as long as they show their vaccination card stating that they have completed their first 2 doses. The DOH also assured that COVID-19 primary vaccination will still be prioritized over boosters.
We urge the different areas is not to redistribute the existing vaccines from their primary series to the booster series. You have a separate lane for primary dose and booster dose to avoid medication errors.
Meanwhile, the Food and Drug Administration announced that they have approved the emergency use authorization of Covovax vaccine. 2 doses of Covovax, which requires only 2 to 8 degrees Celsius storage temperature, must be given within 21 days.
Nakita po sa kanyang mga clinical trial na very mild ang mga adverse events na reported at maganda naman po ang safety profile niya and an efficacy rate of preventing COVID-19 in about 89.7% po ang kanyang efficacy rate.
Mark Vitalco for The Nation.